Can you hide the name of implant? It's a all inside device. Same principle as discussed. Morning everyone. Bucket handle meniscus repair, patient selection for repair and technique to improve outcomes. Introduction. Meniscus injuries are most common soft tissue injuries of knee joint. Traumatic meniscus injuries most commonly occurs in young and active people in sports or other trauma. Degenerative meniscus injuries occurs in patients with osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis. Now classification for meniscus injuries primarily based on type of tear found arthroscopically. It is basically tear patterns like longitudinal tears, horizontal tears, oblique tear, radial tear. Variations which include flap tear, complex tear, degenerative tears as already mentioned by Langoria sir. Bucket handle tear usually traumatic, occurs in young patient after significant trauma, usually in medial, rarely in lateral meniscus, as lateral meniscus is mobile and not attached all around the periphery. Longitudinal vertical tears of meniscus with unstable displaced inner fragment. Detached fragment resembles handle of bucket and remaining intact part of meniscus resembles a bucket. A picture of bucket handle tear. Bucket handle tear, whenever a bucket handle tear is diagnosed, a chronic ACL tear should be excluded first. It may be a capsuloligamentous injury. Chronic ACL tear cause persistent instability and can lead to tearing of middle meniscus at posterior horn. It may be a ramp lesion or to an incomplete longitudinal tear that progresses to bucket handle tear. Resecting a bucket handle tear is often tantamount to a subtotal meniscectomy. Repair should always be considered as it is a big part of meniscus. Bucket handle tears are more commonly seen in medial meniscus than lateral meniscus. Lateral meniscus, mostly a combined approach of resection of frayed portion and repair of stable portion is required. Bucket handle tears are sometimes difficult to diagnose, as in acute tears it may be so well reduced that it resembles a normal meniscus, and in case of chronic tear, remaining rim resembles normal but very small meniscus. So possibility of bucket handle tear whenever a very small meniscus is there. Around 10% of all meniscus tears are bucket handle tears. Bucket handle tear may be so well reduced that it may be misdiagnosed or may be left. There are few MRI signs like double delta sign, double PCL sign. The detached fragment can place itself in intercondylar notch. It is ventral to PCL in MRI, and this position of PCL gives double PCL sign or double delta sign. Mostly these are young male patients. It is a scenario: young male patient, football player, recent trauma, pain in right knee. There is double PCL sign, double delta sign. Meniscus is in the intercondylar notch. It is ventral to PCL, and it gives an appearance of double PCL sign. Another sign, absent bow tie sign. In a normal MRI, width of body of meniscus is 9 mm. Sagittal meniscus images from the body of meniscus shows bow tie appearance in at least 2 consecutive images. The bow tie appearance is absent in bucket handle tear. It is absent bow tie sign, very sensitive for assessment of bucket handle tear. Normally we see bucket handle, bow tie sign in bow tie in the consecutive two images, and it is absent of bow tie appearance of middle meniscus. Again a picture of bow ties, absent bow tie sign. Appreciate loss of normal bow tie appearance of the body of the middle meniscus with fluid inserting in the region of body of the middle meniscus. Double PCL sign again. For coronal sequence, appreciate detached fragment of the middle meniscus displaced to the intercondylar notch. Consequent coronal images, primarily posterior ones, depicting the displaced meniscal fragment. Diagnosis of bucket handle tear requires identification of displaced meniscus tissue from posterior to relatively anterior coronal positions. In axial images in bucket handle tears, we can see donor site middle meniscus body and displaced meniscal fibrocartilage in the intercondylar region. What are the radiological objectives? Look for donor site of tear, look for unstable detached meniscus, fibrocartilage fragment. Attempt to define meniscal rim. 5 mm or more will need a surgery. Look for a sign of chronicity, deformed, twisted morphology. Double PCL sign, double delta sign, absent bow tie sign are to be looked for. Truncation, hypoplasia, foresight, shortening of the horn should be commented upon by the radiologist. Multiple posterior coronal images should display the unstable displaced meniscal fibrocartilage fragment to define bucket handle tear morphology and differentiate it from other kind of flap tears. Why should we repair a torn meniscus or bucket handle tear? It is the importance of meniscus that it restore function, maintain load transmission, minimize contact stress, contribute to stability and chondro protection. An ignored small tear may progress to larger tear if not treated on time or ignored chronically. These are we will go through quickly as alarm is on. Longitudinal vertical tear may progress to bucket handle tear if not treated on time. These kind of radial tear, if not treated and ignored, may progress to flap or bucket parrot beak tear. Horizontal tears may go into degenerative tears. But then should every meniscus be repaired? No. Appropriate and informed decisions required. Only 20% meniscal bucket handle tears are repairable. Principle of repair: stimulation of healing potential and stabilization of defect. It works as equally as a non-union of fracture. We should treat it as a non-union of fracture. Stimulation, biological stimulation is required. Perimeniscal synovial abrasion and or fibrin clot placement. Stability by the implant. As already mentioned by Lamoria sir, that it depends on tear, white zone, red zone and red white zone, already discussed. So I will skip this. When to repair, when not to repair, these are also discussed. When to avoid repairing: in complex chronic tears, degenerative tears, unstable knee without reconstruction, because there are chance of re-tear in 40% cases, associated grade 4 osteochondral defects. This is the most important part. Approach meniscal tear as a fracture fixation, especially non-union, just like a non-union fracture. Preparation of tear is essential step. Consider the tear a non-union. Enhancement technique: debride, abrade, trephinate, clot, reduce tear accurately and maintain reduction throughout the fixator placement or implant or fiber wire, whatever we use. Hybrid techniques are useful, especially in deformed displaced buckets. Accessory portals to improve axis and fixation of configuration. Perpendicular placement of implant every 5 minutes, just like a leg screw. Grab circumferential fiber bundle to ensure optimal purchase strength. Ensure that implants are not broad, intra or extra articular. Avoid stuffing the meniscus with stress riser inducing implant. Rehabilitation individualized. There are mainly 3 techniques already discussed: inside, outside in, inside out, all inside. Outside in technique is mainly used in anterior half of the meniscus. Inside out for posterior horn, middle, third or posterior part. All inside techniques are used for especially for posterior horn. These are a few pictures of bucket handle tear, repaired ones. Case: 34-year male, history of twisting injury left knee 3 years back, ignored despite instability, history of twisting 7 days back with locking of knee. MRI revealed bucket handle tear with a chronic ACL tear. Identification of a bucket handle tear: we should always probe a meniscus in case of a chronic ACL tear, because many times it is so well reduced. It is a bucket handle tear placed in the intercondylar notch, but many times it may be well reduced and may be misdiagnosed. Probing and reducing back the bucket handle tear: first of all, we have to reduce the fracture. Same, we have to reduce the meniscus back to its place. We have to reduce it. As we can see, this is a flip meniscus. We are reducing this with a probe. I will go through a little bit faster. You can see it is reduced back to its place. Bed preparation of the repair, as we have already discussed, we have to treat it as a non-union of the fracture. We have to prepare the bed so that it can heal biologically. It's not about only mechanical reduction, it's all about biological with mechanical stability. We are preparing it with a... Okay, I will go through faster. Sorry. It's a video of all inside technique. Can you hide the name of implant? It's a all inside device. Same principle as discussed earlier. Because of time constraint, I am going through faster, and this is how we do all inside technique. Outside in repair for anterior half of meniscus. We use this technique more oftenly as for reduction of meniscus tear, and to hold the reduction just as we do with K-wires of metaphyseal lesion fractures. These are very good videos, but because of time we have to go very fast. Meniscus is reduced. No time of outside in, inside out. No displayed over the capsule directly. There should be no puckering of the skin or no other soft tissue should be in between. We'll go through a little faster. Pass pointing to tighten the knot. Final outcome. Meniscus is well reduced and not coming in the joint and stable. We check with the probe, and as we can see, it is well reduced and absolutely anatomical position. Not absolute. Partial bucket handle tears. Final outcomes. Accessory lateral portal. This is one thing which I want to show, that we can use accessory portal if we are not reaching to the last point of our repair. We can use accessory portals to reach to manipulate, to negotiate spines of tibia or other obstacle. If we are facing in between, we can use accessory portals as well. Probing of tear is very important, as I have already told that many times they are very well reduced. As we can see, it was reduced bucket handle tear. As we probe it, it comes totally inside the joint. Bed preparation of repair, already discussed. We can do this with shaver without suction or diamond rest, and by any means we can create a rough bed for bleeding and rough bed. All inside repair, already discussed, a short video. We have, as I already told, that we have to put our sutures in at absolutely perpendicular and at every 5 mm, just like we put screws in fracture. Stability of repair. Very well stable and reduced back its normal position. Sometimes it happens, bucket handle tear with a ramp repair and diamond rest failure. Once it happened with us once, that we were preparing our bed for meniscus and somehow we were unfortunate that our diamond rest broken inside the joint. It was a challenge, and we are not used to these kinds of failure, but we have to face these kind of things intraoperatively. So it was very difficult to find that out, but successfully we have did this. Thank you very much.